Please welcome on stage Hwang. And I would like to recognize also Professor Lefteri Cordis that is in our panel. Please welcome Lefteri. Thank you for being here. It's all for you, Jay.
Thanks. Thank you, Marco. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. And I'm deeply honored to present my final project called Global Groovements. It was such a valuable journey to be connected to my music and my culture throughout this amazing program. And I couldn't be more thankful to all of the professors that I study with in Global Jazz Institute, especially my huge mentor, Danielo Paris. So I would like to talk about music and dance today. They are the most significant performing art forms to communicate in the universe and a reflection of cultural activity. Especially jazz has originated in connection to dance and from communities as a social activity. However, jazz music, it has been derived into many genres, and I recognized in a lot of jazz performances, including mine, jazz music has gradually lost its dance elements. Personally, I really like to listen to music that makes me want to dance when I don't play. But then I started questioning to myself that if I play music that makes my audience want to dance. So this idea was how and why I wanted to initiate this cultural collaboration, and furthermore, to find the aesthetic connection with audience as a performer. And also, through this project, I was able to have a chance to fully express and connect to the music that I wrote between three cultures interrelated to one another. And also, as an educational tool, I realized how important it is to know their roots deeply with dance, so that the next generation of music students could find more creative directions in connection to dance. So I researched the following three cultures, which are West African and Afro-Cuban and Korean. So as I studied West African Abaca with Professor Danilo Perez and Jerry Leak, I learned a lot about its rich musical history and culture, and simple rhythmic patterns as using the 5 notes, which is a pentatonic scales. And the top rhythms is the most common abaca. It goes ta 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 ta. And I organized different rhythm patterns by region in West Africa, and I'm gonna clap in order, so you can challenge it to follow me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta ta. I'm sorry. From the top. Ta 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 ta. Yeah, so that's the whole idea of different West African abaca, and it feels very natural. Feels very natural to dance and to walk, which are exactly a big part of our life. It is, in my point of view, it is fairly obvious that West African music has influenced widely many modern genres such as hip hop, R&B, soul, K-pop, and contemporary jazz. The subject of the role of the interconnected relationship between music and dance in culture is presented in the following music and interview that I conducted with Mr. Joe Camara, who is a native dancer from Mali, West Africa. This is the song that I wrote called Rivka, based on this information that I was inspired by. And I'm gonna play you the interview.
I'm from Mali, West Africa, and we have so many different ethnic groups there. And each of the ethnic group has their own folklore dance, you know. So dance is part of daily life, but also is another way to communicate. It used to be that way, but now it became like just fun things. But it wasn't for only fun, it was for the way to communicate as well. So many different areas has different dances, but sometimes you might find some similarity in some of the dances from different places. Not only in terms of communication, but dance is part of the social life as well. It brings people together, it put people in balance. You know, it just like help people to just go through different stuff. It heal people. So dance and music, you cannot separate them. They are always connected. African dance is very rich, especially traditional dance movement. They're very rich. You can find anything inside. But the young generation don't understand that because they didn't do any research based on that. So all they know is like it's like the tree. Like some people don't understand the tree is about the roots. But all people see is the branches, the leaves, all of that. But the root is there, which is the foundation. I will take the tradition and try to inspire them, like what they do, and combine with it, and just show them, you see, they're not that big difference like you think. It's almost the same thing. Yeah. Just like this one is more faster or more complex, and this one is the original. So they can see the link, how they are related, and they can understand that way. Slide to the left, so left arms lead you there. And when you step to the right, right, left, see? And left, right, left. And your head follows the move. Look at side to side, you see? That's it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Exactly. So that's some kind of...
Thank you. And I'm gonna play you another video that I collaborated with a choreographer Duane Lee, who's a professor of dance department in Boston Conservatory. Sorry. Thank you, thank you. It was such an amazing experience, improvising and performing in visual art all together. And I hope you, as an audience, that you could feel a little connection and the energy between performers that we just spread. So now we are part 2. Afro-Cuban culture, which plays a huge and significant transition between Africa and Latin American culture. And here's one of the great elements that we should know, the clave and bell patterns in 4/4 and 12/8. So these are different time signature, but since they have the same pulse in 4, so it doesn't really sound different. And when you hear it, or when you play or listen to it crossing back and forth, and you can see the you can hear the common rhythm pulse together. And this is the one of the great examples that I especially picked up from Afro Blue by Mongo Santa Maria. And it has the big main pulse, main rhythm on the bottom. And then if you, it's this rhythm in 12/8, but if you think about it as 4/4, the rhythmic variation on the top would be the quarter notes triplets. So let me play you the song that I wrote. Let's move on to feel them. Thank you. And this is how I collaborated with the choreographer. Thank you. And now I would like to talk about my culture, Korean. So during the course of studying African and Afro-Cuban music, and I gradually developed a strong connection, a strong sense of connection between these musical genres and my Korean culture identity. And this whole process has changed my perspective in terms of my playing and even considering social issues in the world. And it led me to another musical level in a natural way. So here's what happened to me. So these are the two different types of Korean traditional rhythms. Due to these different rhythms that I used in my original song called Himan, which means hope in English. So can you find a connection between three cultures now? So yes, they have the 12/8 time signature and using the 5 notes as a pentatonic scale, and we call it Jung, Im, Mu, Hwang, Tae in Korean. So, and which I applied to the song, and at this point I realized this all elements that I researched are in everywhere worldwide, as well as we all come from one. And it was a big challenge for me to write this Korean traditional music and combine it with jazz for the first time. And I also used the 5 different Korean instruments on this recording, and was very lucky that I found 2 amazing players, Serom Kim and Taeyeon Kim. They played jangu and all the percussions, and especially Serom Kim played a hagum. I want to introduce the 5 different instruments. So these are Jing and Boog, which are in charge of the big main rhythm. And this small instrument is called Gwengari, and it's jangu, which I'm gonna show you a little dance movement with it. And this is hagum, a melodic instrument. And it sounds very beautiful, and also at the same time, it's very hard to play the same pitch, the exact pitch, because there's no system to figure out it. So you should use your ear, and yeah, especially thanks to these amazing players, and I especially put a lot of wishes on this composition for unification between North Korea and South Korea, and also to celebrate the new president in my country, South Korea, and I pray that he will make it come true very soon. While I play you Himan, I will perform one of the Korean traditional dance called Jangguchum, that I showed you right now, and hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. I was so excited to learn these movements for this final presentation. And thank you for every opportunities that I got through this program, and I especially thanks to Danilo Paris, Michael Pudentaro, Terry Lin, Left Terry's Cordis, and the class of 2017, all of us. Thank you so much.
Wow, congratulations. Okay, I'm gonna pass the microphone to the panel.
Do you understand? I'm in shock.
Okay. Well, I want just to share a little bit of your journey. So to just give a little bit of a retrospect to what we just saw, because when EJ came to the program, she was playing wonderful straight edge jazz, and she's been in the program at Berkeley. And when she was thinking about her project, she was not clear of what she wanted to do, because she always had this idea of jazz from a very, North American point of view. And I think it was very beautiful for you to find all your way through this year to come to that. But maybe you can comment a little bit about it.
Mm-hmm. So for the first place, I couldn't be happier that I got accepted this program, and I always play the straight ahead jazz music before I got in here, and through this program, I realized how like there are so many elements, so many deep, creative things that I never realized before. So that project and all of the classes was amazing to me, and it changed my life to write a song and different ideas for like diplomatic ways too. So I'm very happy to find the connection, especially between my culture, because before it was very hard to be connected with the Korean traditional music. I thought it was very boring before, but now I can feel the very strong and beautiful elements.
So do you remember what was the moment where you make this connection, like from thinking that was boring to the thing, wow, this is amazing to find all the connection? Do you remember in which part in the program where that happened?
When Danilo taught us all different abacus styles, and also Jerry Lick's classes, I feel I don't know, it was kind of familiar and beautifully weird that as I play the rhythms, all the rhythms, and I think that was the transition, especially the Danilo's workshop was amazing to realize.
Well, thank you.
I'll go next, so we save the best for last. Wow, that was just I'm floored. That was amazing.
Thank you.
And you know, just the thing that came to my mind is, you know, you call it music and dance, and you actually embodied that. You know, you became that right in front of us, and that's incredible, because that's, you know, what we're trying to do through playing an instrument or through our art. You know, we're trying to have no separation between who we are, you know, and our art. And that's what you did. You did it with the music, but then you really did it when you actually played and danced, you know, right in front of us. And that was so powerful. So kudos to you, because I know it takes a lot of courage, you know, to do that. I don't think I could have done that. Even if I had practiced that for a long time, I wouldn't have had the courage to do that. So my hat really goes off to you. And also for studying these other cultures, and then letting that lead you back to your own with new insights. That's what we all need to do, you know. Mm-hmm. I think that's what creates, you know, will create peace in the world, if we can all really do that. You know, study other cultures and then lead it back to our own, and how to, you know, how to improve upon ourselves with taking a deep study of other people. And that's so beautiful. And just, you know, over the year, it's been such a pleasure getting to know you, because you have such a warm spirit and warm energy, inviting, and even more so a seeking spirit. You know, I really feel that from you. And, you know, our mentor, Wayne Shorter, he often talks about people with a seeking spirit, and those are the people that change the world. And, you know, like I've told everybody here, you know, something that Wayne said, which is some people will step up to the door and some people step through it. And with your presentation, I really felt like you stepped through the door. And I've been feeling that all along. So thank you so much. It was such a joy to experience that.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to me.
EJ, congratulations. That was an excellent presentation, and the whole concept. I'm going to take it from where Terry Lynn left off. And I think we also discussed about that during our meeting last week. Music-wise, you have the craft, you're ready. I feel and this is one possible direction you can take in the near future. You can use your music. You can go back to Korea, go to remote places, to villages, find all people who lived before 1950s, before the division between South and North Korea occurred, and do some research and find out about music and also about cultural, the whole, I mean, cultural spectrum, music, dance, the food they were eating, all the ceremonies they had. This can affect you in the way finding your personal musical language on a deeper level. But at the same time, if you find the unifying elements between the South and North Koreans, by studying stuff, from the elders, then there are possibilities. You can find ways to use music as a diplomatic tool and help towards creating peace between the two, between your brothers and sisters from the North. Plus, you're gonna help saving traditions, which, as you said, also they're getting lost, right? So that's one idea, and as I said, it can also help you in your career as well. I mean, the example I heard of you combining Korean traditional music and jazz was excellent, and I didn't feel that it would offend the traditionalists, or from traditionalists from both ways, because there's always a fine line. I mean, I do the same thing with my own native music, and there are some people who sometimes get offended. They say, don't touch our tradition. This is sacred, as if it's something static. And at the same time, also you see jazz musicians who see folk music as, as peasant music. They say, oh, don't deal with this. Like, this is, very simple. So, and the way you did it, it's actually bring both traditions to a higher level. So excellent presentation, and the performance and the dancing was great. And it was very inspiring for me to spend a few hours with you discussing the program and also your project, and also seeing it right here in front of me.
Thank you.
So congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
Thanks.
EJ, amazing presentation.
Thanks.
I have to go out here, because as I was here, I'm reading, you just, you made an excellent showcase of intercultural dialogue. And you made a strong case to dance. You found some common grounds, amazing. I was thinking, as I'm hearing this, I said, there's no way, if you're a believer, there's no way you cannot change the world with a project like this. There's no way you can make that we can make our own reality. You just transported us to the most beautiful place of unity in the world, right in front of our eyes. And I felt everybody in the room went with it.
Thank you.
That's the magic of music. That's amazing. And I wanna tell you this, because this is an incredible saying. Like a drop of water which loses its identity when it joins the ocean, mankind, in this kind, womankind, humans, does not lose its being in the society in which it lives on. The ego is only an illusion. And a very influential one that you threw in pieces with this project. You just make a tremendous case that every person in the world has their own identity and beauty. Thank you very much for such an incredible project.
Thank you. Thank you, Danilo.
EJ Hwang.